Hey, what's up? This is Ayron Jones, the kid from Seattle, and you're listening to the Mitch, Lafon, and Jeremy White Show.
The Mitch, Lafon, and Jeremy White Show.
The Mitch, Lafon, and Jeremy White Show.
Available wherever you stream.
Catch up on past interviews and episodes on demand now.
Subscribe so you don't miss any of it.
What's up, bitches? It's me, Ayron Jones.
That's him, and I'm Jeremy. We're hanging out. I was gonna say backstage, but we're actually in front of the stage at the Olympia. First in-person interview in like quite some time. It's I'm pretty stoked to have you here live in front of my naked, steaming eyes.
It's good to be here, man.
Ayron Jones is here. He's on tour with Shinedown across Canada. Going to be opening up for the Stones as well out in Paris over the weekend, which is pretty. First of all, did you ever think that at some point you're getting into music, you'd be opening up for the Stones?
No, like not in twice in 6 months, that would be.
It's a little crazy, right?
It's all crazy, man. It's all nuts. I was telling my wife that the other day. You know, it's like she's like, "What's the hardest part about this?" I was like, besides missing home, like my friends and family, just the fact that all this is happening faster than a human being can process it. So you just have to, like, you're being launched into superstardom and you have no idea how to deal with it. You know, you're just like, okay, this is it.
Now, when you go on tour with like somebody like that, or you're opening up for the Stones or a big stadium act like that, do you get to hang out with the guys? Do you get to like have a conversation with Keith and look at guitars and stuff? Or?
Chance encounters, but I don't think there's like a. It's because they're older and everybody's kind of worried about COVID. You know, it's like chance encounters are about as good as you can do. And luckily for me, last time I opened for the Stones, which was back in I think it was December. It was I got a chance to see Mick and talk to him backstage as we were like getting on for sound check. You know,
nice.
So we talked a little bit, but it was like,
it's Mick Jagger. Right?
It was Mick, man. It was he was cool. He was really cool.
Last time we spoke, you had a new record out and everything. It's crazy to see how far you've come since
in a year.
It's pretty nuts, and especially because it was middle of pandemic and stuff. Like you weren't expecting anything, but it's done so well. I mean, just want to say congrats.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I no one knew what to expect. I think a little bit of it is the experience I had before being an indie artist. You know, I haven't grinded as much as I did. Like, I'll never forget it, man. Having conversations with Barry Martin, he goes, the work I'm doing now. That's how he actually sounds. Hey, brother, hey, Chieftain. The work I'm doing now is preparing you for when you get signed by major labels. So major labels are always looking for. He was right, man. I didn't know what he was talking about at the time, but he was right. Like learning how to grind and like.
It's the
work
development,
ethic,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. The work ethic, all that, and so 10 years of indie grinding has prepared me for now. I had no idea what to expect. You drop a record, especially your first major record, you have no idea what's going to happen.
Well, yeah.
And
I mean, everything's a gamble at that point. You don't know if it's going to work.
4 hits, four singles, 4 hits, and that's all what else can you ask for?
And to have a hit on rock radio and like on the show, I mean, like in 2021, 2022, it's pretty crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts.
Talking about that music, I mean, obviously guitar-based rock and roll, Seattle born and raised. New music that's going to be coming. Are you sticking to that same kind of sound, or are we going to maybe experiment a little bit?
We're going to expand a little bit. I think a lot of this stays about where I was coming from and like my story. This is where I'm going. So I think that we get to open up a little more. We're not going to forsake the rock and roll sound, but I think cats get to listen and hear a little more of things that I've been influenced by and kind of more directly versus. I think that.
Who are some of these guys? Last time we talked about the guitar players.
I grew up doing 80s hip hop and like 80s pop and 90s pop, and so like those sounds, the 808s,
of course, you need the roll-ins, and even the drum machines.
Even like now, like modern music, I love hip hop, and I mean, like a lot of cats. I think in rock and roll, it's really bad to be anything but analog.
No.
I love.
First of all, I'm a huge Mutt Lange fan, and Def Leppard's like my band. So I'm all about the Fairlights and the programmed drums.
Absolutely.
There's no rules.
There's no rules.
If it sounds good, it sounds good.
I think I'm not going as far as programmed drums per se, but like we're definitely like opening up the doors a little more. My goal is I want to stand for all the generations of rock. I want to stand for the old, the present, and the new. So in order for me to do that, though, I know that I have to like open up my palette a little more.
Sure.
To speak the language of the cats who are listening to like Billie Eilish right now.
Or even you listen to Shinedown's latest record. We had Brent on the show not long ago, and he was like, in this record we pretty much took out all the stops and we just did what we wanted to do.
Absolutely, bro. That's exactly.
When you're a fan of music, you're allowed to take all those influences and put them into your own stuff. I mean, it gives you that artistic,
absolutely.
that creativity.
Absolutely. I think that we're just going to keep widening and broadening our fan base and hopefully bring people into who I am as an artist. I think people have a good idea right now as a guitar player, as a rock artist. I think that this next record is going to kind of show who I am and expand upon what people think about me.
Awesome. That's really exciting. Especially for guitar music. I mean, it's coming back in such a big way. I mean, even Machine Gun Kelly and Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato's got Alice Cooper's old guitar player in her band. Right?
Exactly.
Nina's going to be ripping a solo in front of a Demi Lovato audience. They're going to be like, what is going on?
Yeah, I can't wait, man. It's dope. I get to, I was asked a question by this UK publication, and he's a cheeky fellow too, man. Can I ask this really, I remember I was cheeky in the way that, he asked me this question, and he goes, I said something like, I'm glad you liked the album. He goes, I didn't say I liked the album. Next question. He's just being cheeky, dude. Just like dry, British humor. And he says, what do you hope for this record? He said, some really complicated question. I didn't really think about it. I said, you know what? During this pandemic, there's a lot of things that are going to last, a lot of things that won't. Yeah. And I'm just happy to be a part of the new stuff. I get to be a part of the new thing after the pandemic.
Totally.
And so
that's almost like a whole new lease on life.
Absolutely, man. Oh my God, man. You come. We're still in the pandemic, mind you. Of course, things are still happening. But in the very beginning, when things were shut down and closed, we had no idea what was going on. I signed a record deal. I didn't know if I was gonna get the deal. To be honest, because it was we're in the pandemic. Who's going to sign a dude?
Who's got money to pay me?
Right, dude. And so, I just get to be a part of this whole new wave of artists and rockers that are at the forefront of rock and roll right now, man. So I think I'm just really blessed to be a part of that.
The record label, Big Machine, John Varvatos. I mean, it's pretty cool because they're signing, people like the Struts, and you're kind of getting exploring, with different stuff.
Yeah.
Being on that, I mean, does John listen to the record and give you some insight? What's your relationship with the man? Is there any hands on there?
John's very hands on. He doesn't want to be too hands-on because he always wants to let artists be who they are.
Right.
He doesn't want to be like, I want to change this to this. Just like any label, they have input. They're going to have suggestions and things.
So you got an A&R guy over your shoulder, don't change that.
Right. No, and he's never like that. And the A&R dude is really great. Julian Raymond over there at Big Machine is really wonderful, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, as my first major record label deal, I really couldn't ask for a better label to be associated with.
Yeah.
They've done nothing but treat me with the highest level of respect as an artist and give me the opportunity to grow and push me really hard to be where I'm at, So
it's good to be around people that do that because it really brings the best out of you.
It really does, man. I mean, I can't really complain about anything, But John is very hands-on. He definitely wants to be involved with the music and make suggestions, and he's just wise. He's been around the industry for a long time.
Yeah.
Doing entertainment media for a really long time.
He's dressed the best of the best.
He knows exactly, man. He knows what he's talking about, and coupled with Scott Borchetta. I mean, Scott Borchetta is a legend.
Dude's a legend.
Industry, and so these cats really know what they're talking about. So I'll be doing myself a great disservice if I didn't take the time to at least listen to suggestions that they had to make.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And I'm rocking my best John Varvatos today, just for this, Got my John Varvatos bag over there.
Yes.
We gotta get you in a full Varvatos outfit at some point.
I have one.
Scarves, the leather jacket. Get you a chapeau.
Oh yeah.
Get the whole look, Anyways, Ayron Jones on tour right now. Make sure you catch him on the road, opening up for Shinedown across Canada. Also going to be a whole bunch of sporadic dates with the Stones and different people.
Yeah, man.
You're doing festivals and stuff too, I guess?
Yeah, I've been doing a bunch. I did Hellfest.
Are you doing the opening slots like this, or do you like to be on a festival, where it's your own thing, or
all of it, man? It's all a different vibe. It all just
Is it weird to be performing in front of fans that aren't yours?
No, it was interesting. This is the surprising part about it too, man. It's I was just talking about this at my last interview too, and said that you expect that these fans aren't yours.
Yeah.
When they show up that early, and you're the first dude there. They're there to see you. So you have at first it was kind of weird because you didn't know, but
oh fuck it, these guys.
But a year later though, now it's these cats really know my music. Cats are singing stuff in the roles and all that.
It's awesome though.
But it's we watched it happen, right? We went from we did a few, when we first started touring back last August, it was we do some shows, and there's a prize at this 300 person capacity club. It's 2/3 full. You're wow, that's cool. I got cool fans out here. And then you go get to your first music festival, it's 20,000 people. You're nobody knows me, but they love what I'm doing.
Yes.
So you see, but that makes such a huge impact,
Yeah.
And then you do next festival, and then you come back a year later, it's all of a sudden, wow, the room's full. Of people that know my music, even though I'm
they're here for me.
Here for me, man. So it's been crazy. But the first time, though, the first few times, it was I've also had the opportunity now for 10 years to prove myself in front of people, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it was about.
Dude, you paid your dues.
I did.
At the end of the day, it's
but I'm still paying my dues. Let's be real. I mean, so anytime I get in front of a new audience, I see it as an opportunity to win them over, man. 'Cause I can't even tell you how many times we got in front of people who are just
metal bros.
Yeah. What do you got? And then halfway through I said that it's okay, cool. And
arms slowly start coming undone.
And they're just man, these guys, they got it. You know, so
Totally.
that's how it goes, man. So I love the opportunity to get to prove myself, man. It's always a challenge. I mean, you know, I can go further and make it political and say, as a black man in America, I've had to learn how to prove myself over and over again. So,
easily could.
You know, once you get up here, it's nothing at this point, right?
Look, there's no color on that stage except the lights. Let the music do the talking.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Anyways, it's always great to chat with you. Great to see you again. Ayron Jones, make sure you look up for the new music. It's going to be available wherever you get your music. Are you going to do vinyl and everything too?
Yeah, vinyl's all out there. We're going to do vinyls and all that. Yeah, we got a new song called Filthy coming out next month.
Perfect. Yeah. And buy a rock t-shirt to support the band.
Please.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. The Mitch Lafon and Jeremy White Show.
The Mitch Lafon and Jeremy White Show.
Available wherever you stream.
Catch up on past interviews and episodes on demand now.
Subscribe so you don't miss any of it.